We're going to review the Nano terminal editor as an advanced text editor for my use case, and the version I have, at least at the time I made the article, is version 8.3. Before we begin, quick reminder: I do a live stream every single day. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern. You're free to join the live chat and post any programming or lifestyle related topics. And obviously, as you can see in the article here, you can simply just click the link. They can go there and you post your requests, or you can simply watch the video. The video is also embedded in the article. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. It really inspires me to keep on making tutorials just for you, just like this one. Alright, so Nano, or GNU Nano, or GNU Nano, it's a beginner-friendly open source text editor. I know you can get it running on post type systems, that's like Mac OS, Linux, BSDs. I think now with Windows, with their Windows system Linux, you can probably also install it there and get it up and running. It's obviously free and open source, so you can compile it and run it on multiple systems. It's an ideal starting point for Linux users who want to edit files in a terminal without the steep learning curve of advanced editors like Vim or Emacs. One of the problems with Vim or Emacs is that they're really built in the old style of where you need to know the exact shortcut, so you have to basically take a course in learning all the shortcuts. Well, Nano, as you will see, it makes it very, very easy, especially for the most used features. Okay, it's distributed, as I said before, under the GNU General Public License version 3, which ensures that it remains free to use, modify, distribute. It's especially useful for quick edits to configuration files, scripts, or coding in lightweight environments. So why would you choose to use the Nano editor? Well, it's a simple interface. It's very clear on-screen shortcuts. That's the key part right there. On-screen shortcuts and menu options make it user-friendly. So for me, for example, when I was trying to use Vim, I'm obviously much better using Vim or Emacs today, but when I was learning, I always preferred Nano because it was just easier. You can see the shortcuts you have to use right there, especially the save, cut, copy, paste. And obviously now I'm much better. I know how to do line jumps and all those type of things, but I said the most basic stuff is what you need, especially when you're learning. And I said there's no learning curve. It's perfect for beginners who want to need a text editor inside the terminal. It's built-in help, which is also very, very common. Commands are listed at the bottom of the screen. As I've said, it's very, very useful. Okay, so I'm on Fedora Linux. So what I do is, you can see, oh, what is this? Oh, this is the Emacs. I thought this was the Nano one. I don't know why I put this up here. So this is obviously wrong. So as you can see, this is an example of Emacs. You can see the reference card. There's so much stuff here, which obviously doesn't, which makes it super complicated. Let me see if I can search for GNU Nano. Oh yeah, the Nano text editor. So here it is. Yeah, that's it. All right, that's a Nano text editor, and let me just update this so for next time. As you can see, you can get the documentation, and it tells you how you can get Nano, the online manual. You can also get the manual as a PDF file. So let's look quickly at the frequent asked questions. As you can see, how to get it, etc. I'm going to show you. Obviously, we're going to do this, the licensing and all of that, and why use it instead of Pico. Pico is another one that's kind of similar. And, oh wow, this was actually in late 1999. Chris Allegetra, our hero, was yet again complaining about himself for less than perfect Pico. So there we go. Then he created a clone. It started as a clone. Oh, I already read the frequent asked questions. So the shortcuts, as you can see here, the shortcuts, I'm going to stay here actually because you can see, very simple. To save, Control S. That's actually pretty common on all type of, what do you call it, text editors. and Control O is to write. So this is the one I use all the time. And then you can also insert a file into the current one. To close, Control X, that's the one I use. And you see how I said to cut, here's to cut, to paste. Those are the ones I use most. And obviously I also do sometimes I do searches. So, but I'm saying is that you don't have to memorize this. This is the point. You don't have to memorize any of these. Just the basic ones, but I'm saying you don't have to. You will see when Nano starts, but these are the, as you can see, the quick shortcuts. Oh, excuse me, looks like I might have to sneeze. Ooh. Yeah, the temperature just drops all of a sudden. Okay, so I have the terminal here. Oh, sorry about that. Obviously, I'm on Fedora Linux, so I'll just type sudo dnf install nano. If you're on other systems such as Debian based systems, it obviously will be apt install nano. And if you're on something else like Pacman or Mac OS, you can use brew. I believe brew is, I have to double check on that. I believe it's cross-platform now, but that's Mac OS. And Windows, you can it can be accessed via, yeah, I was right. So the Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL. So it's cross-platform. I'm talking about Nano. All right. So we don't really need to go into the screenshots here yet, because we can just start up. So just to start up, you obviously need to open up the terminal. You just type Nano. And you see when you start up, you see the version is 8.3. It says new buffer, and it says welcome to Nano for basic help. Type Control G. Look at the bottom. You see where my mouse is down here. You see to get help, it's Control G. Now this one might change. I believe on Macs they don't have the control; they have the command. So I guess on a Mac will be the Command G, and you can also change. The shortcut key for the control. This little symbol here, which is, I just call the one on top of the number 6 on the keyboard. Yeah, so that one can change as well, and you can see. So as the most important one is to exit. So when you press exit, for example, if I type something and press exit, it will give me an option to save. So I don't need to save myself. But if I want to save, it's just Control O to write out. You can also Control R to read out where is. So this is one I always use to do what do you call it, to find. I also use it to find line numbers as well. This is the one I always use. And you see you can do a replace, find like a find and replace. You can do a cut and paste. So this one's here, except I no longer need Control G anymore. So this one's here, 1 2 3 4 5. I don't even use this one. It's 1 2 3 4 5 6. Those are the ones I use all the time, and that's enough for me to do my coding. Now, on some systems, I don't know why they do this. Maybe it's from historical reasons to save space. They don't have the syntax highlighting enabled, but you can easily do that yourself. So we'll get on that as well. So to quickly look at the screen. So I'm gonna skip over this screenshots. And this is the live stream because I'm doing this live right now. So, for example, if I play this, you see it's live. The reason I'm skipping over the screenshots is because I'm going to show you. So it's kind of a duplicate the work. So this is a glossary I have for a programming editor. Obviously, you need the code editor part, and IDE is an integrated development environment, which obviously Nano is not. It's just a simple text editor. There are no plugins because there's very simple text editor. You can change the theme. It's open source. SCM stands for source code manager, stuff like Git. Now this is a terminal, so you can use Git on the terminal by itself. LMB stands for left mouse button. So I created this article when I still had my old workstation. So this was the workstation. It was an Intel 16 gig DDR3, Fedora Linux 42, NOM 48. So the last two are still correct. The memory is now 32 gigs of DDR4, and I'm now using Ryzen 5 5600 with 6 cores and 12 threads. So much better or much faster, if you will. But it still worked perfectly fine on this old system. Never had any complaints because it's literally a terminal editor. So our test suite, I'm going to have one large file, which is 1 gig of human readable. This mimics what I used to do, for example, in the past I used to get a lot of database work, and for example, there would be like 10 billion records. So my job would be to go and remove records which are maybe empty, because some people just fill in a form without just press enter, or they press enter or refresh the page. So it would be a lot of empty records, or some records people don't fill in properly, they'll also save. So I need to remove all that type of data. So using a database wasn't very it was very slow, and it sometimes would crash even on my powerful workstation back then. So I found out that just doing this in a command line, especially in a text editor, was much more easier, because I can visually see and delete or create a script to do that for me. So a regex file, this is very, very straightforward. You basically just search and replace. Well, you can replace more fancy than the simple find and replace. Syntax file. For example, if you're doing websites, you're creating websites, and you use, for example, PHP. You sometimes you need to mix it with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and obviously PHP. So that's why I have this specific test PHP file which has all of them. I want to see if the text editor will pick up the syntaxes for all the different programming languages or markup language. Some people don't consider markup language like HTML as programming language, but they really are. Media file. So this one, I'm just going to use a smiley face, going to be a JPEG. The reason I don't want to use AVF or WebP yet is because they might not be supported. But essentially, this file is, some people want to drag and drop it into a text editor. I think that's ridiculous. I basically want to drag it and drop it into the folder where I'm working on like a project, and then that's especially for a file manager. So clearly this is a terminal one. It's not going to, I think Vim does it, but it's not necessary. So I can just drag this into from folder to folder using the file manager. The Java version is 21.08. The PHP version is 8.4.11. The Python version is 3.13.7. And the Nano version is 8.3.1. As you can see right here, it says 8.3. All right. So my test, the way I did this testing is that for each feature will have two parts. A score 0 indicates it's missing, and the part of the feature working will get a score of 0.5. So to eliminate bias steps, what I did was I used the editor for at least 3 years. For example, Nano, I've been using it since I went full-time onto Linux, so that's from 2008. So if my calculations are correct, that should be 18 years? No, 18 years next year, so I guess 17 years. That doesn't make sense. Is that really 17 years? Yeah, 17 years, yes, correct, 17 years. Alright, so what else? So attempts are made to get the stable version. The plugins are also would be enabled. So obviously Nano doesn't have any plugins, and it was compared between one in the repository. So developer side and compiled version are applicable. Nano is pretty basic, so it hasn't crashed or anything. So this one is from the repositories. All right, so let's get started. The first one is the theme. So the theme can be here. The theme can be native to the editor in terms of background. GNU Nano dark and light themes can be created, downloaded, and changed using the Nano RC system wide. That's in the /etc/nano rc, or user specific in your home folder in the .nano rc file with custom settings such as you can set the line number, line number color, white comma black. We can set the title bar to black comma white. So I don't know if I created this one, so I'll show you this in a second. I'll show you my home folder. I'm going to show the hidden files, and we're going to look for .nano. Oops, I guess they're not on. Let's see here. Looking for .nano. I don't know if I modified it. So you'd create a file. So I didn't bother creating one, but you can create one here called .nano rc, and then you can modify it there. I was happy with the default settings, so I didn't create one. So let me move that's no longer needed. All right, so can you drag and drop a file into this text editor? Clearly you can't. However, you can mimic it by this command down here, read file. So we're going to do that, and you can see here I have this folder. This is our editor review. So if you notice up here, I've opened up the Nano inside this folder. So I want to try to open up, you know what, I'll do two in one. I'm going to try to open up this big file, this 1 gig.txt file. So let's try that out. So you see here it says Control R. So let's try that, Control R. Then you can see it says file to insert from dot, that means dot slash means the current relative folder. So our file is, oh, not one, I mean not two, 1 GB.txt. So it's reading, it's a very big file, it's a 1 gig file as you can see here. Oops, no, that one. Yeah, so it opened up. See, it's this file here, it's 1 gig as you can see here. Oops. Oh, come on. What is wrong with me? Okay, we'll drag it. Okay, yeah, see, it's 1.0 gig. So when I put the mouse over, it's 1.0 gig. So that's the file that I've opened up here. I see it's 1.0 gig. And then I can, you know, scroll up, down. I can modify it. For example, this one, if I want to press enter, you see it's very smooth. I can add my own files and etc. And you see how many lines it has. Is that 1 billion or 2? Looks like it's 1. So this is 7. I believe that's a million. So it's 1.2 or is it 12 million? It's 12 million lines. About 13 million lines. All right. So as I said, I'm gonna do two things at the same time. So I'm able to open a very large file. It didn't crash Nano as you saw, no problem. And I was able to edit it as you can see. So I got a perfect 1.0. As I said, you cannot drag and drop like files, but you can open files using the Control R command. So that's why that part got a 0.5. The other one got a 1.0. Now to close the file, it's very simple. You see this one here. It says the exit. So I will Control X. And it asks you if you want to save it. So I don't want to save it, so I'm just going to click no, and you see it's gone. So because I exited Nano, so I have to open up Nano again. Now I can also open up Nano and specify a specific file. So Nano space, I'll type books.xml, and you can see syntax highlighting is on, and you can see it actually looks pretty nice. So that's fine. Obviously, multiple documents can be opened in kind of multiple tabs or buffers. For example, again, you can use Control Alt and set multi-buffer in the Nano RC file. So I'm not sure if, so I haven't set that up, but if you can, you'll be able to open them up. Otherwise, you'll just open up one file, but you can open up multiple files as well, and I'll show you that in a second. Tear off tabs obviously do not work. I can't grab the tab and tear it off, so that's why that got a 0.5. So let me explain. The other thing is number 5 here. Let's also do number 5 because they're kind of related. Multiple editors can be opened as new tabs without drag options. Each tab window cannot be split either vertically or horizontally as a multiple editor view, but can be implemented as a feature using terminal multiplexers. The score for this was also 0.5. So what that means is that if you have like multiple, if you have a terminal multiplexer, for example, some terminals, like one called Tmax, yeah, you can split for example, you can create this terminal here, split it here, and then you can obviously open up Nano in all of them. So you kind of be like, you have the horizontal thing. Remember, this is a terminal editor, so those type of features doesn't make sense to have them inside Nano when that can be done by the terminal itself. So the only closest way to get the multiple editors or whatever, if you don't set the multi-buffer, is to open up another instance of Nano. So for example, if I want to open up, let me open up a smaller file. I'll open up the let's open up the regex file here. So Control R. So what is it? Regex.txt. And you can see all it did was it inserted that regex file into this books.xml. That is not what I want. So I'm going to exit out of here. Yes, so I've exited out of it. Now you can open up multiple files. For example, here I'm going to open up 3 files just to show you that it does work. So text, and I'm going to open up the PHP file as well, syntax.php. So now you can also kind of like see, it says 1 of 3, so that means you have 3 files open. Unfortunately, you need to work on one, then you can go to the next one, etc., etc. There's ways to tab it as well. So if we go back to our here, you can see, let's see if there's a shortcut here for operations. Oh, see, there's also macros, refresh the screen, hide info bar. Oh, okay, hide info bars. No, there's a way you can jump to another file. Yeah, here we go. See, you can switch to a preceding buffer or switch to a succeeding buffer. So in my particular case, I want to go to the next buffer. So according to this, it's Alt and the right arrow. So let's try that. Alt. There we go. See, now it says 2 out of 3, and if I tap Alt again and I press the greater than symbol, yeah, there it goes to the last one. See, this is the PHP one. I don't know why this is not on. Oh, some of it is on. Okay, I guess. Okay, there we go. So you see, PHP is highlighted, so is the div class and all that. The rest of were not. So there we go. And I said, so Alt and then the less than symbol is, oops, I thought it's Alt. No. Oh, did he tell me, how do I go back? Yeah, it says the preceding buffer is Alt and the less than symbol. I'm trying that, it's not working. Do I have to hold Shift? Maybe I have to hold Shift. Let's try that again. No, it's not working. I'll try it with Shift. No, it's not working. No, it's still not working. Shift. Okay, okay, that doesn't seem to work. I know it does work because I've done it before. It doesn't seem to want to work today. Yeah, that's weird, but I know it does work. It doesn't want to work today. Okay, so let's move on here. We're number 6 now. You can obviously creating non-project files is possible. That's a perfect 1.0. You can open them up on the command line. Pretty straightforward. Soft wrap is enabled. For example, no, soft wrap can be enabled. You just have to set soft wrap in the nano RC file. So I said I haven't created. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should create this. You know what? Let's actually go create this file and get this stuff working. For example, spell check as well. Yeah, let's go take care of that. So what I'm going to do is let's go back to where is it here? Let's go back to the home folder and let's create that file. I hope I don't. I think I might have to close to get it. Yeah, I probably have to close. So let's go to the home folder here and I'll show the hidden files. As you can see, there is no nano dot where's n. There's no dot nano rc. Should be somewhere around here. Yeah, nano and no. So it should be somewhere around here. So let's create it. I'm gonna do it in the terminal. Why is the console not here? Open up the console. Show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll just type nano rc, and here we go. So I'm going to enable some of these features. For example, if I want to change the color, I can do that here. Set the title, I can do that. So I'm going to set up the multi-buffer here. Copy. See, I can simply paste. See, set the multi-buffer. And what else do I need to do here? So I'm going to set the soft wrap. And I'm going to set the spell check. This one here, might as well do that as well. speller. Anything else? Set line numbers. I'm also going to set the line numbers. We can toggle the line numbers, but I'll set them on by default here. Okay, so then I save this file. You see .nanorc, and yes. So if we check now, we should have a nanorc somewhere here. Yeah, see .nanorc. So we created a nanorc file. Now if I am going to get rid of that, and I don't need this anymore. I'm going to put it here. Go back to editor review. So obviously I need to close Nano here, so let's close it. And you see it goes one of two, 1 and 1. There we go. Now if I do the same thing again, now you see the line numbers are there, and you see it says it says mistakes in nano.nanorc. Oh, I don't know what mistake I made. Now you can also see that you see the soft wrap is now working. You see here it says an in-depth look at creating applications, and then with XML. Obviously this has always been on line 10. This is line 9, so that's the soft wrap. I forgot what's the other thing? Oh, spell check. So I don't know if I spelled anything here wrong. Okay, this all looks correct spelling. So I'm gonna try the spell check. I think I'll go to Alt, go here. Yeah, so I'll go to the bottom and see. I don't know why that didn't pick it up. Is it because I'm typing color versus color? Huh, looks like it's not picking up, but it does. Oh, you know what? Maybe I think I spelled spelling wrong. I probably said that wrong. Yeah, that was probably the error. Remember it said there was an error message? Speller. So I think I think this is supposed to be spell or spelling or something like that. So that's the one that's probably the error. Ironically, yeah. So that's the problem, but it does work. I have done it before. All right. So if you want to do a word count, if word count for the current buffer file is enabled using Control C, then Alt D. So for example, if I type Control C, and you see down here it's giving me the line number I'm on with line 25, and it's telling me the column I'm on and how many characters. So I want to do Alt D, and you see Alt D, it tells me that there's 25 lines, which is correct, 178 words, okay, and then 103 characters. So as you can see, it does work. You can also do it for a buffer. So if this is 3 words here, so let's see if that will work. If I select that, I'm not sure if it's going to work. Was it Control C and then Alt D? Okay, that didn't work. I don't know how I got it to work last time, but it does work. I did it. I think I might have to add another command, but it does work. All right. What else is here? Oh, jump to line. So for example, you see right now I'm on line 25. Let's say I want to jump to line 10. So that one is very simple. It's Control Shift and underscore. So Control Shift underscore, and it tells me what line I want to jump to. So I'll put 10, and you see it jumps to line 10. Alright, I rarely use that one. Indentation, obviously you can set the tab stops using Alt Option A or Escape A. So the children will be automatically indented. So this one obviously doesn't make sense here. Actually, let's try it here. So if I say color is, actually let me tab it first. I don't know if tab will work. Yeah, tab does work. So color, and I'll say color. That didn't work. Oh, do I have to enable it? Oh, I have to enable it first. That was my fault. So it's Escape A. Escape A. Okay, so we'll go here. No, that still didn't work. Let's say color. Okay, that still also didn't work. Let's try this Alt A. Alt A. Okay, mark set. Okay, finally. Okay, there we go. So let me. Oh yeah, I can't move. It's not letting me use the tab key. So I think I have to disable. Yeah, unset. Okay, so let's try this. I'll say mark. Then I'm gonna say Alt. Was it Alt A? I think it was Alt A. No, it still doesn't work. Oh, okay. Okay, that's weird. So anyway, but it does work. So that fonts cannot be dynamically scaled with keyboard shortcuts of the mouse, but can be set manually in the terminal. So as you can see, the font here is a little bit big because I did zoom in. The terminal I did zoom in a little bit, so that's why it's much bigger here. All right, so that's why I got 0.5 because the scaling is based on the terminal you're using. And for example, I should be able to use the control. Yeah, there we go. See, I can do the font zoom because I'm in a terminal. So this terminal allows me to use my mouse, hold down the control key, so I can zoom in and out. Multiple language syntax in a file is enabled if the language syntax files are included. For example, in your .nano rc file, for example, you can just include all of them, and then you can toggle it by using Control Y or meta. Meta means super key, or I guess Windows key if you're in Windows, Y. So for example, let's open up the Python file. Exit here. No. And as you can see, I don't think this is weird because only some parts of the HTML are syntax highlighted, which is kind of weird, but I think it's on. So what you can do is, as you can see here, let's include all of them. Actually, let me open up. I think I do have a Python file here. I don't know if it has a Python syntax highlighting. Let's see if it does. Do I have a Python file here? Yeah, I do. So let's try that. Open up that file. Oh yeah, it already has it. So this is the Python file, so it already has the syntax highlighting. But if it doesn't, you can enable it that way. Just use the include /user share nano, and then that will include all the syntax highlighting files. You can put them in there, and then you can toggle it that way. Code forwarding obviously doesn't work, including for markup languages or other programming languages like Java. So that got a 0.0. Can you select rectangular block size? Yeah, of course not. I said this is a very simple text editor, so I got a 0. Multiple selections obviously not available as well. That's why it also got a 0. And then destruction free mode, as you can see, it's really pretty destruction free. And you can also disable the line numbers as well. It doesn't have a file manager, so media files cannot be dragged and dropped into the editor. Let me explain what I mean by that. So if I just open up Nano by itself, so if I try to drag, for example, this JPEG file, yeah, it just gives me the what do you call it? It just gives me the path to the file, not the actual file. And obviously it doesn't have a terminal because it's running inside a terminal. So both of those got 0. Let me see if I can figure out the spell check. Let's get this out of here. Oh, looks like it's supposed to be automatic. I have to install something called spell. That's it. Or I can use a spell, which I believe I do have in Nano RC. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so I know what I did wrong. So let's see if I can fix that up. Let's go back to the home, and I'm gonna open this up. Where was it here? This one here. So let's fix this one up. Where's terminal? I want to use the console. So let's open up here in the console, and I just say nano .nano rc. So the mistake I made was the speller is correct. I just forgot to tell it what you have to tell it what spell to use. So a spell x c. There we go. Speller requires an argument. I did pass in the argument, did I not? Yeah, set speller. Yeah, I did pass in the argument. That's the argument. I wanted to use a spell. That was weird. It requires an argument. So that now, if we go back, and let's close this one as well. No, I don't want to save it. Is it giving me a problem? Oh no, I keep on forgetting because I do have. So let's open up the regex file. Let's go to the end here. I type color versus color. Oh, no. Oh, maybe let me. Okay, it's not working, but it does work. Let me exit this again. Hopefully, I made another mistake. A speller. Did I spell speller wrong? Especially requires an argument. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely making a mistake. I don't know what it is, but we're done here. So basically the result of this was 62.50%, about 6.25 out of 10 for my programming needs. All right, let's finish this up. So let's first of all, let me delete this nano dot because I don't actually need it, and get rid of that because that's also not needed. Okay, so what in the world is this? Okay, that is super weird. Yeah, that is weird. What in the world is going on here? Oh, I think it's some it's a plugin that's supposed to display things here, but it's obviously messed things up a lot, so I have to go I guess incognito. Just a second, I'll show you what I have to do here. Okay, so GNU Nano is a simple line text editor. By default, the GNU Nano editor is missing required features that can be implemented in the terminal. For my required features, as I said before, it got a 62.50% or 6.25 out of 10. Now, if you need more, I have programming books on Amazon. The link is in the description, or you can just search for Ojambo. I also have programming courses on ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you need one-on-one programming tutorials, I'm available at ojambo.com/contact. And if you need Nano integration and migration services, you can contact me at ojamboservices.com/contact. Okay, so some final thoughts. Whether you're editing a config file or writing your first shell script, GNU Nano is a lightweight, no-fuss text editor that gets the job done. It's especially perfect for beginners on Fedora Linux and beyond. If you need help installing or migrating Nano or want to level up your programming skills, feel free to contact me at ojambo.com/contact. I'm here to help. Alright, now so that's the end of the tutorial. A quick reminder I said before is I do live streams every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern. Just visit ojambo.com. Then you go to the Watchman live submit. You can see topics for this and upcoming live streams. One thing you're going to notice is that tomorrow there's nothing here. Well, that's because I'm going to be away. I'm going to be in the Toronto area. So I'm going to leave a pre-recorded video for you guys. I hope you like it. It's about the Apache license. So that'll be available tomorrow around 1 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday, I'll be back to this one, which is the Git practices. Commit often, commit early. And that's the channel it's going to be on. So hope to see you then. And also, before I leave, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. Now, with that said, I'm checking the live stream, the live chat, and I don't see any chat requests. So I'm going to end this live chat, and I'll see you guys in 2 days time. And if you're new here, looks like most of you guys are new, be sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel as well. Thanks again. See you soon.